Good morning. Welcome to this edition of Shelbyville Now Sports Talk Live. I've got with me this morning Mr. Kenny Parker, Mr. Bill Anderson. I'm David Thomas. We're here to talk to you about local sports. We want to welcome those that are watching by way of Bedford County Sports Facebook page and on our YouTube channel as well. Be sure to chat with us if you have any questions or comments or wants to talk about anything in particular. Just send us a chat and we'll be monitoring that throughout the day. Guys, we've got a lot of exciting things happening, and it have happened this week for some of our local high school teams. Let's start out by talking about the Webb girls and the Webb boys. Webb boys lost in semifinal action. I forget who they lost to.
Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame. They lost by, 20 points or so?
68-62.
No, 68-62, 6 points. So that's a pretty good game. They had a really good year. They made it to the state. Now the girls are playing for a state championship today. Tell us some of the scores, Bill, on how they got there. If you
the Webb girls beat Kings Academy 69-21. Now they play Middle Tennessee Christian for the championship. And what's interesting about Webb, they're 31-4, and all 4 losses came to teams outside of the state of Tennessee. No one in Tennessee's beaten Webb.
And they're playing Middle Tennessee Christian today, which I believe they've beaten 3 or 4 times this year.
Okay,
so that's at 11 o'clock
at Tennessee Tech
in Cookeville.
Right, and if you can't make it up there, which if you hadn't headed that way, you're not going to make it.
That's right.
You can watch on the NFHS network. It is televised on the NFHS network. If you go to nfhsnetwork.com and type in Webb Girls, it'll take you to it. It costs like $9.95 for a monthly subscription, but you can watch that. You can also watch some of the other games in the state that are taking place. I'm not sure if Community has a camera feed or the Cascade Boys as they play will have it. But if you join for $9.95, you can watch whatever's being televised on the network. It's a pretty good deal. I have that. And
pretty sure there's one of those other channels. It's either 30 or 58. Yep. But it's out of Cookeville, and I believe they're carrying this game today.
I think if you have a antenna, you can pick it up locally.
I think you can. It's a Cookeville station up there. Yeah. I believe the game's on there.
That's a good way to have contact with what's going on and supporting them by watching that way. So they've played MTCS 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4 times this year. And I don't think any have been
close.
Yeah. So it looks favorable for the Webb girls to be state champs again.
And, this be 3 in a row?
I believe that's right.
And you were given a stat earlier as we were talking before the show about how they have not lost a game in the state of Tennessee. No. What's the deal on that, Bill?
Well, they played in all these tournaments, whether it be in New York, Florida. They played all over the country, and they won a bunch of games. That's where all 4 losses came, was in those tournaments, playing the best teams in America, similar to what Coach Insel used to do with
early in the season.
Mm-hmm. And they had 3 games this year that were forfeits that people just didn't want to play them.
Can you blame them? They're a good team, and they've got a great program going over at both boys and girls.
And the boys made a nice run here too, considering at one point they were like 10-10. I think they went up 22-11 or something like that.
Yeah,
and made it to the state.
Yeah, they got over
a nice
20
run
wins
for Webb's boys.
Yeah, it is, and I'm sure they've got high hopes for next year because I think most of their players are coming back. So congratulations, Webb. Now let's talk about Community girls. And Community boys got put out earlier in the week in the regions, and Community girls are now playing at home tonight.
They're back-to-back region champions.
Right, they got their regional championship against Whites Creek, wasn't it? Or
no, they beat East Nashville.
East Nashville, okay. 70-52.
But they beat Whites Creek on the way to get there, I think. Was it Pearl Cone? I get them all mixed up.
That's Cascade region. Whites Creek.
No, but that was in the region tournament. Their first game in the region may have been against Whites Creek,
right? So
and then they played East Nashville and rolled against East Nashville pretty good.
Yeah, they did.
Way I understood by the newspaper is East Nashville tried to take away their big girl in the middle of Fleming, I believe is her name, and but she just tore them to pieces in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he's done a good job, and his comment was, they were playing fundamental basketball.
Right.
They're going to play fundamental. It's hard to beat fundamental basketball. Fundamental anything.
That's right. And that's when people start getting off the fundamentals. That's where they have chinks in the armor at that point. So the girls play at 7 tonight at home
against Smith County.
Smith County. And this is the sectional. They will move to the state tournament, state championships, where there will be 8.
Right.
So they're going to make it to the final 8 if they win tonight.
And this year, I believe the state, you'll have to look. I haven't looked into it, but the state tournament's a day longer this year than it has been in the previous. It's a little bit longer this year, I believe. I don't know why, but I'm thinking they added another day to it.
That might make it a little scattered out just a little bit better. Now, Cascade boys, they took a bad loss the other night.
I'll tell you that I was there. Pearl Cone was impressive.
Yeah,
they were impressive. Very well coached. Their guys played extremely well. Smart, quick, athletic, could shoot the 3. They shot 2 3-pointers that were almost inside where you jump center at the first of the game. And they just spread it out. A couple just deep. You don't contest those. And then when you go out and try to contest them, they dribble around you and go in. And I thought Cascade played hard. It was a 5-point game at halftime. Cascade got down like 15, 16 points early, cut it back to 5 at halftime. And then toward the end of the game, they cut it back to almost within 10. Lucas Clanton had one heck of a ball game. I think he scored 30-something points, but East Nashville was they were the better team.
Pearl
Cone.
Yeah, Pearl Cone. Pearl Cone, and see, Pearl Cone had beaten East Nashville in the game before, which were big, and they said that was the first game that Pearl Cone went into East healthy, but East Nashville was defending state champions, undefeated, and at one time Pearl Cone was, I think they said 20 on them.
Wow!
So they're doing what you want to do this time of the year.
Yeah,
playing their best basketball, and they were good. They were good. Played very well. Played good fundamental, disciplined basketball.
Now Cascade plays at York.
Monday night.
2.5-hour drive.
2.5-hour drive. And I'm going to say,
7:00.
I think York has the NFHS network set up. So if they're allowed to do the state tournament broadcast, the sectionals and all, they will probably have it on the NFHS
And I'll
network.
be honest with you, Cascade didn't win I like her chances.
Yeah.
I like her chances. I think and I don't even know what York, how well they are. I know they're good. I don't think they've lost but 4 games this year. I think they're somewhere like 29-4 or something. But Cascade didn't play their best game the other night. They lost the game before. They lost the Gentry boy who didn't get to play, so that hurt their rhythm a little bit. And hopefully he'll be able to come back Monday night. And
one thing that may help, I was looking at it, though, was the schedule Cascades played versus what York's played. Cascades played a heck of a schedule.
Cascade has played some.
They played some teams. And I don't know that York, and that may really help Cascade on the road here, that they played these bigger teams.
And I'll tell you, Cascades had to play lead.
Yep.
They had to play Pearl Cone. York's nowhere near as quick as those. So this game was probably slow down a little bit for Cascade.
And that was a good win that they had over Whites Creek before the Pearl Cone game. Cascade beat Whites Creek 73-54. That was a good win.
When you play a Leeds, a Whites Creek, and then a Pearl, it's going to slow down. And Cascade gets a win Friday night or Monday night. It'll be the first time they've ever, boys or girls, put a team in the state tournament.
Yeah. I mean, this could be arguably the best Cascade boys basketball team in the history of the school.
Well, I'm not going to go there because there's been some really good teams, and this is a good team. But I'm not taking anything.
Coach Looper had a good team or two.
Coach Looper's had some good teams.
Had some good teams.
Back when Wayne Buckingham played,
and then the guys, my senior year, but the one after the group after my senior year had to go down to Denmark West in Memphis, and Denmark wound up like second in the state, and we had to travel there, and of course they beat us. But been some good. We've seemed to get several teams to the sub-state. We just got to break that egg. Got to break that glass.
This is a chance, opportunity. Well, they've had a great year. The Cascade girls, of course, we know they got put out, but they came in toward the end of the tournament with a little bit of an edge, getting a win there and playing better ball.
Played better ball toward the end of the year.
It's a sign of what's coming.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
For all of them.
I got a good chance to see the community girls and the Cascade boys in Murfreesboro in the Glass House next week. I got a good shot at both of them.
Well, the girls next week and the boys the week after, but I think
we got a good shot.
Yeah, and that's good. That's good for our county sports.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about Coach Insel, Middle Tennessee girls. This past week, I know he was given an award for 1,200 wins, I think it was.
Wow.
In his career, 700 and something here in Shelbyville. And then the balance has been with the Middle Tennessee State Lady Raiders.
They're on TSU history.
Yeah.
Winning his coach in middle.
Yeah. Yep. And he's hung the banner out here at Shelbyville Central as a winningest coach, and I don't think anybody will ever top that. But what have they done in the last? I know they're on a little winning streak.
Won 6 in a row. They got
UTEP in a row.
UTEP today in Murfreesboro
at 2:00,
and then tournament starts next week.
Wednesday next week in Frisco, Texas.
Right.
And this may be a middle team. Make a little noise in the tournament this time. So I believe they're ranked 23rd, 22nd.
Yeah, they've got a good shot to go deep if they want. Keep playing fundamental ball. And that's what Rick's about.
That's it.
Let's talk about SEC basketball. Vanderbilt goes to Kentucky and wipes the floor with them. Well, they won the game. And then Alabama, Auburn.
So first time since 2007, Vanderbilt had won at Rupp Arena. They lost 15 in a row.
Yeah.
Doing a good job. This guy, Stackhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's at one time he was on a hot seat. I believe it's cooled off a little bit.
Well, they extended him last year, but this year he's done as good a job as anybody coaching.
Yeah, so you got Vanderbilt's on the uptick. Tennessee has won some games, but they've lost their Ziegler ACL.
He's done torn ACL.
So that's got to put a damper on their offensive. He directed traffic. He was the man that was the quarterback of the team out there and could shoot.
Right.
So I'm next man up going into the tournament here. How do y'all see the men's SEC tournament turning out? Who's your favorite now? Kenny, I'm going to ask you, and I already know who it is. But
I don't know anything about what's going on.
Okay.
I do know that this arguably could be the very best group from their number 1 seed to their number, they put 6, 8. How many do they put in there? There's 4 that get a first round bye, and then 4 have to play after that. So that's 12 teams. Is that how many make it? Could be the best they've had since they've been there.
Top to bottom.
Top to bottom.
Yeah.
SEC is and I think this could be a record number of SEC teams going into the into the NCAA tournament.
Joe Lenardi's currently showing 8 SEC teams in.
Well, you got teams.
I don't know that we've ever had 8 in there. We've had 7 and 6, but I don't think we've ever had 8.
This SEC basketball group this year is reminding me a whole lot of the old ACC.
Yeah,
they're. I mean, that's the way they're.
Every team was
every team's pretty good.
A formidable opponent you have to play.
And then you're going to add Texas and Oklahoma,
right?
And they're the same. I mean, that's
one thing you got to watch about this tournament coming up. You got teams like Ole Miss, LSU, Mississippi State,
Texas A&M.
But I'm talking about those teams that are at 500 or just a little above.
And you get hot at the right time.
Yeah, boy, and they
watch Missouri. Watch Missouri in this tournament.
Watch
Missouri.
They could be. I mean,
Missouri's pretty good.
Yeah, and you got Vanderbilt coming on.
Mm-hmm.
You got Kentucky sitting up there. No, I wouldn't either. honestly, you don't hear a whole lot about Florida, but you just never know what they might do. I mean, just one team is going to shock some people.
The
in this
men's
tournament.
side of the tournament is going to be pretty. The women's side, you got South Carolina, and then there's the rest of them.
Yeah.
Carolina's not only the elite in the SEC, they probably the elite in the country.
Yeah, they are for sure. Well,
today you got some big ball games. You got Alabama, Texas A&M.
Right,
that's a big
ball game.
Tennessee at Auburn. That's a Bruce Pearl reunion right there. And really, I think Auburn's on the bubble of getting in the tournament. They really need to beat Tennessee today.
They are.
And I think there might be a shot they don't get in. Then you got Kentucky at Arkansas, Mississippi State at Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt's hot.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt probably doesn't get the tournament unless they get in the SEC tournament and win it. They probably won't get the NCAA
You said tournament. Watch Missouri in the tournament. I'm gonna say watch Texas A&M in the tournament. Watch out
because I like the way they drive the basket.
Yeah, they're tough.
They're attacking all the time.
Yeah, they are,
and they'll give Alabama some problems today.
They're gonna give everybody some problems, but again,
but Alabama is still the best team player wise in the country.
And you don't know, Alabama. And I'm just saying this. You get a lot of pride out there. They wrapped it up. So what will their motivation be?
Right.
I don't think
you need to have a good tournament, SEC tournament, to keep that Momo going.
I will say one thing. It's odd here on Lunardi's 1 seeds. Tennessee's beat 3 of the 4 1 seeds. They beat Alabama, they beat Kansas, and they beat Texas. That's kind of odd that they're the 1 seeds.
What's Arkansas's record?
Arkansas is 19-11. And I would think they're on the bubble too.
You got to watch them too, man. Arkansas is always a tournament team. If you think back in history, how many upsets Arkansas is not talked about, and all of a sudden here they are in the Sweet 16.
I think what hurts them, I think that loss to Tennessee, as bad as they lost to them Tuesday night, hurt them a little bit because it was not close.
No,
even when Ziegler goes down, it's still Tennessee kind of dominated them.
Tennessee's still a good team without Ziegler, but they're going to miss him.
They are going to miss him.
Oh, sure, no doubt.
All right, what about NFL? What's happened this week has been exciting. I know one orange-clad prospect showed out this week.
He made some money.
Dollar General guy.
Yeah. The Dollar General. You don't tell that story,
I will tell that story. This was interesting. This Brian Young from Tennessee was managing a Dollar General store in 2019. He's only played at Tennessee 2 years. You got to give Josh Heupel credit, one, for going and giving the kid a chance. But he's over 250 pounds. He runs a 4.43 at the NFL Combine. He had an 11-foot broad jump, a 38-inch vertical. That is unbelievable. He's the first player over 250 pounds to do that at the Combine since 2004 in 20 years. Man, that's unbelievable.
It sounds like a wide receiver.
You're right. And here's the other thing, because I watched he was impressive in all of his drills. This guy is a physical freak.
Yeah.
He was awesome in the drills.
Yeah.
He was strong. He was really, really good. Nolan Smith at Georgia.
I'm telling you,
4.39 40.
That young man has got some class. He didn't get to play this year. He got hurt. He really just look at his background, his resume off the field.
Right.
He was coaching
off the field.
He was coaching those receivers.
He's a deep man. But just
he doesn't get hurt. This guy was a top 5 pick.
That's what you want in your locker room.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
That's what you want in your locker room. That's what you want carrying your logo around in the community.
Yep.
Representing you.
He's mature beyond his years.
Exactly.
And that's what you got to have. And on the flip side of that, you got Stetson Bennett in the doghouse because of 2 incidences that just come from just a little bit of immaturity.
And you got their defensive lineman,
Jalen Carter.
Yep,
that's going to be going number 1 pick, and
there's question marks now.
That's I saw one of the latest mock drafts where he's fallen all the way out of the top 10.
There'll be some teams that take him off the board.
Yeah, probably so. And
some won't.
Unfortunately, somebody will steal.
Some will.
And as he matures, if he does, which he probably will.
According to him, he says you can go back and look and all this, but they got I don't know. I'm not going to make any speculations, but sometimes we don't understand how consequences
Yeah.
can stack against us at times.
And you make it worse when you come out and start making excuses. Even though it might not have been your fault. You were at the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people or whatever. You knew better, and it stings you, and now they're going to be paying for it. But they have an opportunity still to bounce back and put that in the past.
Exactly.
I remember when Peyton Manning got up to UT, and he got in a little trouble because he was around some guys that were playing some pranks. And Peyton Manning's always been a prankster. Well, it made headlines everywhere. And he had to come out and apologize. You remember that?
I remember.
When that happened.
I think how it would be now with social media.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know.
Doubles it, triples
I know
it.
it. So,
The other kid that was impressive with this thing, his name was Kalijah Cansey. He's a defensive tackle at Pittsburgh, who actually played Tennessee this year.
right.
Kind of reminds you of Aaron Donald, 6'1", 281, ran a 4.67 40 at 281 pounds. He is the best 40-yard dash by defensive tackle since 1999 in 25 years.
Where did Aaron Donald play college ball?
Pittsburgh.
All right.
There you go.
They can put the lineman out.
All right.
One more, DJ Turner, a cornerback out of Michigan. He's run the fastest time going into the day at 4.26. That's blazing.
That's unbelievable. Well, guys.
Big thing today, Jalen Hyatt
Yeah.
and Cedric Tillman today work out. And if Hyatt runs what I think he's going to run, that's another guy that's fixing to get paid. I don't think Tillman's going to run well, and that may hurt him.
But
we'll have to see.
Well, he's more around 4.5, 4.55.
If he's 4.5, he's fine. But if he winds up 4.6,
I know. But I tell you what, between the two,
Tillman can play. I like Tillman.
I like him.
But these NFL guys, they love that stop.
I know. But you look at Jerry Rice, he didn't have a good time, and look at where he's at right now, Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
He had the heart.
I remember Alshon Jeffries. Y'all remember him?
Yes.
Had a horrible 40. He'll end up having a pretty good NFL career.
He did. Yeah. Well, there's nothing else really going on with the Titans this week. It's been kind of quiet, so we're going to have to watch as things unfold. Do you think there's even a possibility that Derrick Henry is on the trading block at all?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Sounds like they're just going to continue on like they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't see this upcoming year as a rebuild year. I don't. The way I take it from
here's what I look to see this team starting. I do start seeing them as rebuilding, doing it the right way in the offensive and the defensive lines. That's where you start rebuilding your franchise.
Yeah.
Start in the offensive line.
D-line's pretty good.
Yeah.
Start with
O-line's terrible.
the D-line's got to have some help. They
need one or two.
They got to have another one or two. And I think that just with this guy, and I don't remember what the new GM.
Cawthorn.
Rand Cawthorn.
I think that's where you start. You start in your offensive and your defensive line. And we know the offensive lines need some help.
Yeah, for sure.
We need some help.
We need two Pro Bowlers coming in somewhere.
But
I heard Blaine Bishop say something interesting on the radio that I thought, and I always listen. I like listening to 104.5. He made the comment that he could see Hendon Hooker winding up being drafted by the Titans at the right place. Let him sit for a year, play Tannehill one more year, and go from there. That would be interesting.
Aaron Parker asked a question.
where's he at this morning?
I don't know. It's an empty chair sitting over here.
Damn.
If Jalen Carter falls to the Titans, do they take a chance on him?
Sure.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely.
They run up there. You run up there.
Right.
You run that card up.
Here, Aaron.
Yes.
Definitely going to take a chance on him.
Because if they don't, the Packers will get him because they're about 2 picks later.
He's not going to drop that far.
He's not going to.
You don't think he's going to 11?
Uh-uh.
Well, honestly,
I don't think
he's too much of a time.
I don't think
he'll go past 6.
Probably not. That's an indication though that it's not that much of a chance. You know, when you go he's asking if we take a chance on him. I don't think you're taking a chance on this kid. I think it's just
this
solid.
kid's a player.
Yeah, he's the deal.
And had done something immature,
stupid
after back-to-back national championship games.
Right. And the news cycle these days moves so fast.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks from now, we won't even be talking about it.
Just really came out at a bad time.
Oh, it did. It did.
Yeah. And you don't know that somebody that's
You're right.
8th, 9th, 7th place pick in the draft didn't.
Hey, it's money.
Don't think that doesn't happen.
Yeah, don't think that stuff don't happen.
It does.
Hey, let him slide to us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. Before we get out of here, Kenny, I got to ask you one thing. I know you start umpiring today.
High school play day starts today. Matter of fact, it started 24 minutes ago at Musgrave Park.
And you're headed out there
I'm
to go umpire.
As soon as we get through here, I'm headed that way.
How long have you been umpiring?
TSSAA wise, this is about my 15th year. I started umpiring when I was 18 at the old youth softball.
Yeah.
At Hillard Garner at Musgrave Park.
Right.
So you would be considered the veteran of officials.
Okay. Yes.
I've done it for a little while.
If I'm starting out today with you, what are you going to tell me, Kenny?
Well,
what's my best advice?
If you started as an official, of course, you know the rules. You're pretty good with that. And I always tell them, hey, guys, let me give you one piece of advice. When you get to the game, look at the crowd. Look to see what the crowd is. Don't do it obviously, and see who's got the most fans, because whoever's got the most fans in the stands, they get the close call. That way you don't have near as many people
mad at you.
Good advice.
Great advice. One other question. Are you going to take the Packers jacket and the Packers cap off, or are you going to keep it on?
No, it's got to go.
Got to go. You have to have stripes on?
It's too much attention. It's yellow.
Okay, you got your pants on. You got to get stripes
on.
Or a black shirt.
No,
what do you wear?
It's Columbia blue.
Columbia blue.
But
okay.
I'll wear my pullover blazer. But I really enjoy. We season's through. This is third week.
Yeah.
Middle school started 3 weeks ago. Of course, I missed a morning session here a couple weeks ago when middle school was having this same play day.
Right.
Shelbyville's hosting this. There's about 16 teams. Community's in it. Central's in it. Cascade girls have gone to an interconference. Gatlinburg for a convention, so they're not in it. But a lot of, if you want to get out to see what kind of season it's going to be, there's going to be some good softball teams.
And that's at Musgrave.
Musgrave Park behind Dairy Queen, behind Calvary Baptist Church. Behind Calvary Baptist Church. Starts at 9, and it'll run through. I think our last game is scheduled to start at 6 o'clock.
So you got 4 diamonds going at one time.
3 diamonds. Only 3 diamonds. The big one, the precipitation got in.
Oh, okay. So you got 3 going.
All 3 diamonds.
Well, the good news is it's not yesterday and it's not all that wind. Can you imagine playing softball in that wind?
Oh, gosh. That game, that wouldn't have happened, but it would have been fun to watch.
That'd be balls flying everywhere.
If they could get up there to the
exactly.
Everybody, if you're pitching against the wind, everybody's throwing a knuckleball.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys, thanks for sitting down again. Get out and support your teams that we've talked about, our county teams that are in action, Webb Girls, Cascade Boys, Community Girls tonight.
Community Girls.
Get out and support them.
Monday night, Cascade, and right here in a few minutes, the Webb Girls will be be playing for state championships. So you can watch it at NFHS Network and the other channel, the Cookville station, channel, if you can get it.
I believe it's 22.
22?
I think that's
might
be.
Is it not on
My 30?
My 30 normally does all the state championships.
I don't know.
I bet it's on that.
It might be, but this Cookville station, I'm pretty sure it's on. It's
because they're pretty good at hosting
they
all the state
they
championships.
Yeah. Well, find out where it's at. It's coming up in about an hour and a half. Cheer those girls on for a state championship. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next week.